if you are looking at, if you are a businessman, or even if you are not a businessman, you are self-employed, you are overage, you are young, you are old, but still you want a base to settle down in Europe, then Lithuania is one of the destinations that's opening up and is accepting immigrants from all across the world. Interestingly, initially the program starts as a temporary residence program wherein they give you a visa for an year, in which you go and establish your business. You can buy business of any size. There are no compulsory requirement that you invest certain minimum amounts. You have small amounts, be it $50,000, $25,000, $100,000, and you can find, go buy businesses in that amount. You hire one or two locals, and you still meet the program requirements. Program is very quick, very reasonable. Normally, you get the visa within 3 to 6 months' time. Lithuania is a Baltic state. It's on the borders of Russia and Poland, and by flying destination, it's by flying time, it's within 2 to 3 hours of all the other major European countries like Germany, or Great Britain, or for that matter, France. So majority of countries are within 2 to 3 years of flying time, and the closest well-known country is Finland, and Helsinki airport is just around 1 hour's flying time for this very nice, interesting destination. Vilnius is the major city, and this particular country can especially be good for applicants who want to have a warehouse, or want to use need to have a warehouse base in Europe to then sell their goods and services through rest of the Europe, Eastern Europe, the whole EU, or for that matter to Russia and Poland. And the geographical location of the country is very encouraging for those who really speaking want to deal with Russia and Poland on one side and rest of the EU countries on the other side. So that's a huge advantage for established businesses who need a base in Europe. The second advantage that you have is that as the temporary residence visa holder, you do not need a visa to travel through any of the European member countries, which practically speaking means that you can be on based on this visa. Not only can you live in Lithuania on permanent basis, you could also be traveling without visa through the whole Eastern European, whole of Europe, all the countries that are members of EU or EU. So that's a huge advantage, and your visa problems are taken care of, and you don't have to worry about it. And also after 5 years, the visa is issued initially for 1 year, then another extension for 2 years, finally a third extension for 2 years. After 5 years, you can apply for permanent residency. And while knowledge of Lithuania at that time is local language is important, it's not as aggressive a test, language test, as it's in many countries, and you are given basically some basic words on which you should have knowledge of, and you're giving the permanent residence visa. It's a country that has very advanced infrastructure. It's a country that has excellent geographical location. It's a country that offers you a resident status that permits you to travel throughout Europe without any visa restriction. And it's a country that's affordable now, but in near future will become expensive to get a visa into. So apply for this very interesting visa proposition now, and take advantage for future. And Abhinav, as a company that specializes in business and investor clients, is just your right choice. You could have been working, you can be employed, you can be a businessman, you could have small business, you could have a large business, you could have medium sized business, you could be an exporter. Practically speaking, everybody can apply under this particular visa category, and in my opinion, that is the biggest advantage for Lithuanian temporary residence permit.